today, from Soldier Field in Chicago, it's the NFC Wild Card Round on EA Sports. The Chicago Bears taking on the Minnesota Vikings.
Now, this great venue has hosted some memorable playoff games over the years, and these Bear fans are hoping to make some new memories today at Soldier Field in Chicago. Coming up, it's the final game of Wild Card Weekend, and we've got a good NFC matchup in store between the Minnesota Vikings and the Chicago Bears. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the postseason on EA Sports. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And, Charles, that's really all I need to say to get you fired up. It's the postseason on EA Sports.
And no one's more fired up than the guys who are going to be playing in this game. This is what they fought for all year long. Go back to the OTAs, the mini camps, training camp, throughout the season to get to the playoffs. Intensity level will be off the charts.
And they will elect to not bring this one out as our first drive will begin at the 25. So here's the Viking offense making their way out. And they'll be led out by the guy under center, Charles, their quarterback.
And he comes into this wild card round off of a really good regular season, better than 30 touchdown passes. And he said he feels like he can take some shots against his secondary. In fact, in our meeting, he said not only can he take shots, he expects to do it early.
Carr now on first down. That's caught by the tight end, Irv Smith Jr. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down.
A gain of 9.
A good safe pass there right off the bat.
That's almost a rhythm play. That's what we like to call it. Get them into rhythm early, something safe, something they're confident about, something they feel good. And once that's completed, then you just keep moving from there because the confidence elevates.
And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. A gain of just a yard, but it's a first down.
2nd and 1 is often an invitation to take the big shot downfield. I'll bet the offensive lineman said, are you kidding? We just get on our backs and let's go get the first down. They love being physical.
On first down, they stick with Singletary. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. 12 yards there, first down Vikings.
Well, there's plenty of real estate for him to maneuver on that run, and let's face it, it shouldn't be a surprise. He's one of the better backs in the league. Had to come into this game with the idea, slow him down, otherwise it's going to be a long afternoon.
They'll run on first down with Singletary. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
Sometimes you just sit back and marvel at what he can do defensively. Speed, strength, quickness, he's the whole package. And that package just wrapped up the runner for a loss.
Now a quick slant as the throw's complete. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face third down.
One thing we do know, he's going to get his catches. So as they move forward defensively, got to continue to focus on not giving up the big play when he does catch the ball in the secondary.
And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. From the gun, it's Carr. Pressure, and he's going to be taken down. They sack him back right around the 44.
For a rookie first-rounder, he's made a huge impact on this defense, but that tells me that they had a plan for him when they drafted him. Just turn him loose, do what you do best, go get the quarterback.
On fourth down, Matt Hawk to punt it away. And he'll get this away into the icy winter air. It'll be a net of 39, 41-yard punt, 2 on the return. And it'll be 1st and 10 Bears from deep in their own territory. So here are the Bears backed up to start their initial drive. They are led by their quarterback from the University of Hawaii, a former 7th-round pick. It's Cole McDonald.
And he was absolutely sensational throwing the football all year long, better than 40 touchdown passes. That means he made good decisions, and his team trusted him with the ball. So I can't imagine a scenario in this game where they change their philosophy. If they trusted him in the regular season, they're going to trust him now and let him turn it loose.
And able to get it across the 20 before they get to it. Give him 13 yards on the opening play of the drive and also give him a first down.
How best to describe that one? I'd say right down Broadway on that run.
A straight-ahead running. I think that might be something we see a lot of between the tackles today.
Well, he's enjoying things so far here this afternoon. Sees a crease and bursts through it for a solid gain.
On 1st and 10, McDonald. And he's got his man out of the backfield. That's complete.
Complete to number.
Just about every quarterback is trained to really look downfield first before you come back and make a nice, safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. Found his running back, let him create some space, and it turned out to be a nice play for the offense.
Counting down toward the midway point in quarter one. To throw on 2nd down. McDonald, he's going to fire one deep left sideline. And that's going to be too high, out of bounds and incomplete. Darnell Mooney, the target there. And it's 3rd and short.
Love the idea, love the concept, but you got to leave a little room on the sideline so he can fade into it when he makes the catch. That was thrown too close to it for the receiver to make a play.
So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3. Now a handoff here to his running back. And he's going to have just a couple here with a marker on the field as well.
Holding offense. Are you serious?
So instead of giving them another 3rd down, they'll decline it, brings up 4.
Now that's smart football right there. You don't even have to really spend a lot of time considering it. Just know that you're probably going to get the ball back. Good job declining that penalty.
So still a scoreless game in the first, but they're going to go for this thing on their own side of the field on 4th down. They'll try and run for it. And this will be a Bears first down as the tackle made just shy of the 40.
We're all still valiantly searching for the so-called book, right, that tells us what to do in every situation. Everyone kind of knows what it says, but it's never really been written down anywhere. He violated every code on that one, didn't he? Deciding to go for it right there.
Oh, yeah, your side of the field, this stage of the game, you're supposed to punt the football. He said, who cares? I'm going to light the book on fire.
Yeah, analytics, everyone else, be warned, he's coming for you.
Pressure coming from the Vikings, and they get there and bring him down.
Now, how about that? Defensive coordinator perfectly in sync, dials up a blitz. And the man in the middle, he's the one who gets home.
Big Mike.
Big Mike.
So now 20 yards to go on 2nd down after the sack. Work to be done.
So Mike's number one, Mike's number one. I don't even know why this team showed up. Here we go. Here we go.
Out of the gun, McDonald. He'll rifle this, and that's caught inside the 35. Touchdown, Chicago. A big play there. 71 yards. And the Bears have taken the early lead. Well, we knew they had the crowd on their side. Their defense has already made a stop, and now here's an opening drive touchdown.
Yeah, how about the defense making the stop, Offense feeling their momentum that they've generated and turning it into points on their side. So now you've got a team working together, and they got the crowd involved fully on their side in this ball game.
And in this playoff atmosphere, that 12th man means even more.
Eddie Pinheiro to kick off for Chicago.
Now after the touchdown, here's Pinheiro to kick it off. Taken about 7 yards deep, and no effort to bring this one out. It's a touchback.
At their own 25-yard.
And here now the offense heading back out there. And one thing we haven't pointed out yet, probably should, you got a dome team on the road, January, cold weather. How tough is that, or is that something that really shouldn't come into play?
Well, it shouldn't come into play, but let's face it, if you've been a dome team all year and used to controlled environment, you need to get yourself outside a little bit for practice during the week. And that's what most of these teams do, because just because they play in a dome doesn't mean they don't have bad weather outside to work in. So they can do that, get their guys acclimated, and then that way, it takes it all away when you get to game day in a foreign place.
On second down, here's a run with Singletary. And he'll take this up near the 35, maybe the 34.
The ball carrier.
I know the toss play begins with the guy taking the snap and turn around and tossing it to the runner. But where the real intrigue is, can they seal the edge? Whether it's an offensive tackle or a tight end in the direction they want to run the football. If they do that, that's the result that you get, that type of a gain. If they don't, oftentimes it's not a very successful play.
That'll set them back with a loss of 3 on the play. And it'll be 4th down.
Just a simple run play there on 3rd and 1, but this D was up to the challenge and stopped them, bringing up 4th down.
Fielded at about the 28. It'll be 37 yards there on the punt, and the Bears take over. Chicago works their way back onto the field here for their second drive of the game, and they'll be looking to build off of a nice drive last time, a drive that really relied on the quarterback.
Making good decisions, distributing the ball well, distributing it accurately, keeping it away from danger. A really nicely run drive.
But now the defense, what adjustments do they need to make in the passing game?
Pass rush, pass rush, pass rush. Whether it's the guys up front or maybe you bring additional guys, but you've got to disrupt the timing of them throwing the football.
We'll see if they can disrupt it here. And this will leave them a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on 1st down.
It's a gain of
Let's just break this down and make it pretty simple. Key to the drag route, letting the play develop, finding the hole in the defense, and giving your athlete, yes, athlete, a chance to make something happen once he has the ball in his hands.
That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1. Well, they'll run it here on the jet sweep. And this play will be blown up. He'll lose yardage back at the 38. That 2nd down play nets a -4.
That's the end of the 1st quarter.
After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports. An extra defender in the secondary for the Vikings here on 3rd down. From the gun, it's McDonald. He's got his tight end fan. And he will have the Bears' 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. His 2nd catch of this wild card game, and it goes for a 1st down.
1st and 10 at the 48-yard line.
And again this time to the tailback. And he's got it across the midfield stripe and into Viking territory. Tackle made there by the UCF man, Mike Hughes. Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6.
2nd and 6.
McDonald. And he whips that one incomplete there.
A lot of times it's that first read that you have. Maybe you get it in pre-snap, and he locked in on his target, but he was covered quite well, and that one's incomplete.
6 yards to go.
So after the 2nd down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6. Operating from the gun, McDonald. And that will be incomplete. More problems here on third down. They've converted only once so far in this first half.
And you know as well as I do in this league, if you don't win on third down, it makes it hard to win a ball game because then you're relying on your defense, you're relying on your special teams. You've got to get it done with your offensive unit.
This is the tight end fan, and he gets this inside the 35-yard line. A defensive breakdown allows a pickup of 16 on fourth down.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space, and it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. From the gun, McDonald. And this is taken in by Darnell Mooney. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain.
A gain of 9 brings up 2nd and 1 at the Vikings 20.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. McDonald. And that is caught. Touchdown, Bears. Allen Robinson there to make the grab as the Bears push further out in front.
There's not much that's perfect in football, but that's about as close to it as you're going to get. Score, force a punt, score again.
And both drives were impressive. The opening drive was, that last one was. Now on the other side, though, what's your psyche? You're really behind the 8-ball.
You got to make sure you just hold in there. Survive the early storm, relax a little bit, and try and get back to your game plan. It's way too early for panic.
Eddie Pinheiro to kick off for Chicago.
Now after the touchdown, here's Pinheiro to kick it off. Fielded a couple yards into the end zone. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23.
23-yard line.
Minnesota now ready for their next possession. They trail early on the road in the playoffs. Not a great combination as they've got it 1st and 10. And they'll begin by running the option. Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1. Now whistles and a timeout. Looks like we've got a Viking slow to get up. While the training staff takes a peek, we'll take a break. The previous run, good for 9. Here's 2nd and a yard. They will run with Singletary. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. A gain of 5, good enough for the 1st down.
I know what you're thinking out there. I know a lot of you are thinking, take a shot downfield. It's a great spot for it. I'd say maybe later in the game, definitely in the second half. But right now, I think they were just trying to get some momentum built. Get a 1st down, pick it up, and keep moving.
He's able to force his way through one man, but he can muster only about a yard on the play. 2nd down.
Well, sometimes you just have to give credit to the defense. Great job there at the point of attack, holding up. They won their battles at the line of scrimmage, left him no space to try and run. A really nice job swarming to the ball carrier.
His throw incomplete.
I tell you, Brandon, this defense is playing with some confidence. Haven't allowed a point yet. Flying to the football. I'm telling you, it's almost 11 to the ball on every snap. Another nice job there to force an incompletion.
Throwing his car on 3rd down. Pressure, and he's taken down. A Bear sack.
Well, someone's been up to the task so far in this game. They are already up a couple of scores, Brandon, and guess what? I think they're just going to pin their ears back now and get upfield and get after the quarterback.
Been such an impressive first half to get that lead. Here's Matt Hawk now as he's on to punt for Minnesota. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. A nice return that time, gets 12 yards back. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. The Bears offense now gets set to head back onto the field. And that last drive, so effective in the passing game, resulting in the touchdown. maybe not many people were focused on the trenches. There was good protection there.
Excellent protection. So now defensively, you've almost got to get down to those starting blocks like you're a sprinter. Get lower than those guys on offense and find a way to roar through them or around them to get into the face of the passer.
Easier said than done, though.
Way easier said than done. But they've got to try something because right now they're just cutting them to shreds.
And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. Now after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. While the training staff works on him, we'll step aside and be right back. So the 14 yards actually takes him from 143 to the other for 1st and 10. And he'll give it here to his running back. And some good tackling there as he stopped up at about the 41. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
Certainly a nice job there by the defense rallying to the football and getting him on the ground, but I think the play gets made by the defensive front because if they can't get upfield, their job is to go ahead and get low, almost get into a ball sometimes, stack things up, and make it difficult for the runner to find a hole.
And he gets us down inside the 35 before going out of bounds. That's going to be a 6-yard gain. It leaves him with 3rd down and just a yard to go.
And a lot of times these plays, they either go for nothing or they go for big yardage. And here, they got to the outside, turned it upfield, and ended up getting a nice little gain out of it.
On 3rd down. It's Pearson. And boy, he is very close to a 1st down, but from where they're spotting that football, he's going to be a foot or so short. Give him a yard on the play, and he's definitely short. It'll be 4th down and a few inches. 2 minutes to play here in this first half of the NFL playoffs. Coming up at the half, we remind you that we're going to do what we've done all year. We'll get you down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. Coach will have the lowdown of what's going on here in this wild card weekend as we begin the road to the upcoming Super Bowl. And he's going to get to the 31, enough for the 1st down. Just a gain of 3, but they'll certainly take it as they convert on 4th down. 4th down conversions this drive now 3 for 3.
I'd love to get a look at his play chart right now because he obviously has confidence in everything he has written down in terms of short yardage and going for it on 4th down.
McDonald's pass.
5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down. And now they're in the hurry up.
A gain of 5 brings up 2nd and 5 at the 26-yard line.
To throw on 2nd down. McDonald, he's got his big tight end, Fant. That one good for the completion percentage, but no gain. It'll be 3rd down. The defense loves to hang their hat on that, don't they? You get a guy that catches the ball, but you stop him for no gain.
Without a doubt, because they're also used to trying to catch people after the catch, and they miss. And that turns into what? A huge play. We've seen it so many times. In this case, though, the catch was made, put down right on the spot.
They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. Now a timeout called for by the offense as the clock will stop with 37 seconds to play in this first half. Here's 1st and goal, and gosh, points here, a chance maybe to put this thing away before halftime. They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Bears. A great play there. Taking it in. And the Bears will add on to their lead. So simple math here in the first half. They've had 3 drives offensively, and they have scored every time, and they've got the lead.
Well, whenever we talk about adjustments, we usually talk about an offense making adjustments, right? This is all about the defense. They've got to figure out some way, somehow to slow them down. Do they blitz a little bit more? Do they play more zone coverage? Right now, they don't know where to go because they're hitting them in every direction.
Fielded a couple yards into the end zone. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped it to 23.
Their own 23-yard line.
The Vikings now heading on to the field. And some dangerous territory. You're already down 3 scores. A 3-and-out here or an inability to put any points up. This one might be over by half.
Yeah, and what you also have to guard against is calling every play for a big shot downfield. You know, thinking you're going to get all these points back on one drive. You're not. And last time I looked, it's still the first half. I'm not saying you have ultimate patience here, but you also don't have to go ahead and force everything either.
And once again, they'll go from the 23-yard line on 2nd and 10. To throw again, Carr. Looking right sideline, but it's incomplete.
They've given him some different looks here defensively in the early going. He's only hit 2 of his first 5 passes. With a big 3rd down coming up, he's hoping he's got a play dialed up that can take advantage of whatever the defense throws at him.
This time they stay on the ground, and he'll be brought down at the 28, and that is well short of the first. Call it a gain of 4, but not enough. The punt team going to need to be summoned here on 4th down. Now the Bears going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in this first half. Here's Matt Hawk now as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. His first punt, 45 yards. This looks good as well. That's taken on the 25. It's a 45-yard punt and 8 on the return. And there'll be time for maybe one final play before halftime. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And from this spot in the field with the clock where it's at, you think we're just going to see a knee and that's it?
And I think in this situation, that's the proper play. But we do know there's some risk takers out there that may want to take one more shot before the clock runs out.
And he'll toss this one incomplete. Seeing no options, he throws it away.
Brings up 2nd and 10.
2nd and 10, a very chilly day here, but no snow. And I got to say, if it's going to be this cold, I want snow. You should see Charles' face. He's looking at me like I'm crazy. The final shot before break. McDonald. And that's caught inside the 30. And they do finally get him, but he takes it to the 25. So we come upon halftime here at an abbreviated halftime show as we get rolling to quarter 3. One of these two teams about to play their final half of the season as we're back at it in this NFC wildcard bout. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23.
At their own 23-yard line.
So here's the Bears offense now as they get set to start this 3rd quarter. And they have made this look easy. Now, there's not supposed to be anything easy about the NFL playoffs, but this lead, yes, they're at home, but this has been impressive.
And we hear all the time when upsets happen, teams go on the road, that maybe home field advantage isn't all it's cracked up to be. But you and I both know the reality is teams really fight hard to get it. Why? You don't ever have to change routine. Everything's familiar going into the game. It makes things easier, and that has paid off for them in a big way in this contest.
Here's McDonald off of the play fake. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And the Vikings pick up the football. And he'll be brought down around the 7-yard line.
Fumble on the play.
He was under duress, surveying, trying to find somebody to get the ball out of his hands. In the meantime, the defense, they took it out of his hands.
And when the ball snapped, I know exactly what the defense is thinking. Get a sack, put him on the ground. But when you can also knock the ball free while doing it.
It's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. Mike Evans there to make the grab. And the Vikings capitalize on the short field as they take it in for 6. It's up, it's good, and that'll cut the lead to 21-7. Well, they got the ball in great field position. One play later, boom, end zone. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. Fielded a couple yards into the end zone. And able to take it past the 20 a little bit, but no further. A flag in there as well. Let's see what this is.
Defense. Unbelievable.
Officials so cognizant of that call nowadays, but that would look pretty easy.
Yeah, you're right. They took out of their hands having to wonder whether it's a 5-yard or a 15-yard inadvertent or not. Now, it's a lot easier. You see it, you call it.
So a big penalty there on the face mask leads to 1st and 10. McDonald sets to throw. He completes this into the hands of Miller. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. Throwing is McDonald. Completes it to Fant on the right side. And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. The catch and run going to wind up netting him 33 yards.
Oftentimes now offenses aren't nearly as precise as days gone by. They just help receivers find an open patch of grass and let the quarterback find you. And that's exactly what they did on that play. First with the pass through the air, nice chunk of yardage there, and then additional pickup with his legs after the catch.
This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
It's a gain of 8. Brings up 2nd and 2 at the 13-yard line.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9.
Well, we always talk about good down and distance, allowing offenses to expand their playbook. Well, 2nd and 2, that means your playbook's wide open. You can run just about anything. But a lot of times, the play caller, he just looks down at his sheet, sees the short yardage runs.
And he is in. Touchdown, Chicago. A 9-yard touchdown grab. And the Bears will extend their lead. Well, look, this is a team, Charles, they faced adversity all year long. They had to fight and claw to win that division, but they're putting it all together here in the wild card game.
Feels like a statement, doesn't it? An absolute statement game, a message to the top seeds. Overlook us at your own peril. We're pretty darn good.
After review of the play, the line on the field is reversed.
They'll try to run this one in. And he is in. Touchdown, Chicago. A great effort there. His 2nd touchdown of the afternoon as the Bears push further out in front.
That drive that really increased their cushion felt very military to me. Very precise, methodical. That's one of the words you've taught me. And they just got it done.
And slowly but surely now starting to pull away a little bit. Things looking good for them here in the 3rd quarter.
Not only pulling away, but you mentioned that slowly but surely, you also drain clock, too, with a drive like that. So you really give yourself an advantage.
And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line.
At their own 26-yard line.
And now out comes Minnesota. They're down 3 touchdowns to this point, needing to put something together as they have it 1st and 10. Singletary to get the drive started. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30.
The ball carrier.
That's a really nice job by them picking up the run blitz and detecting it and blocking it and turning it into a nice run. And a lot of times you think if you blitz a running play, you're going to smother it. But a lot of the blitzers, they come in a little bit high. They don't have great leverage, and they're easily blocked and turned to the side.
And he almost intercepted it. They haven't picked a ball off yet. That probably should have been their first. And it's 3rd down now. He's had trouble finding open receivers all game, CD, and that's because really there hasn't been many. This defense has been all over them.
Yeah, they're one of the better defenses in the league, and every time I talk to someone around the NFL, they all say the exact same thing. They're so fundamentally sound, it's hard to execute against them.
But the passing windows are just not there, and that's just another example of how great this defense has been all game long.
And that's exactly what a top 10 defense can do. They can really change the game tempo and frustrate you as you try to execute offensively.
It's a 40-yard punt, 4 yards on the return, and the offense will take over with a new set of downs. And now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field. Good drive last time. Really effective passing the football. Do you maybe mix it up, now go to the ground game and surprise the defense a little bit?
I would anticipate the defense making some changes. I wouldn't necessarily just absolutely go in the opposite direction. They're doing so well throwing the ball.
Yeah, well,
I wouldn't change it up until they showed me a reason to do so. Now, that was an excellent run. And when you see that happen, that's when you're seeing guys doing their job and then some people doing a little bit more. Offensive linemen and tight ends, they're expected to block. But the wide receivers, all they want to do is catch passes. So when they block on a big-time running play and create extra space, you've kind of hit the jackpot there.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
Check, check. Lucky. Watch safety grip. Shit. He's checking.
And he got blown up, losing yardage on the play back at the 44. That one unable to develop, never got going. A loss of a couple, and it's second down.
I like the idea to mix it up from time to time because, let's face it, you can't be predictable. But the execution was a little lacking on this one, right? They might want to go back to the drawing board with that call.
He's going to rifle one deep left side. That's caught inside the 20. And finally, he is out of bounds, but not before taking it down near the 15.
I'm seeing a lot of guys shaking their heads on defense right now, particularly in the secondary. And when you see that going on, that is never a good sign. But it's understandable. They've been shredded so far.
So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on first down. Operating from the gun, McDonald. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up second down.
Oftentimes when you're losing a game and the team's still throwing with this kind of a lead, you start playing a little more physically. And they took that opportunity right there to be extremely physical and force that incompletion.
Throwing again, McDonald. And that'll be incomplete. We do have a penalty flag down, however. Let's see what that's about. So the pass incomplete in the end zone, but contact and pass interference.
And now where does the ball get placed?
At the 1 yard line.
1 yard line. They gave up excellent real estate on that one. That's going to work really, really well for the guys who threw it.
They'll try and run for it on first and goal. And this is going to result in losing yardage. They're driven back to the 8 yard line. That'll wind up going for a loss of 4. And it'll be second and goal.
Well, if this defense has any hopes of getting back into this game, they've got to start right here and keep these guys out of the end zone. That's a good step one on that play.
Looking to throw on second down. McDonald. This will be caught just inside the 10. And this is going to result in losing yardage. They're driven back to the 8 yard line.
Now third and goal.
Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
They went with the dime look that time on defense, just flooded the field with defensive backs, blanketed everyone, took away all the passing angles, thus the incompletion.
The offense stays out there. A big challenge here from this far back, but they're going for it on fourth and goal. And he takes this one in for a Bears touchdown. From 8 yards out, and the Bears will add on to their lead.
For good reason, quarterbacks want to get the ball to the perimeter to their wide receivers for big plays. But in this situation, it felt like, based on coverage, he knew that he wanted his tight end to have the football, and for good reason.
Play after, right down the middle. And that'll increase their lead to 28. Now after the touchdown, here's Pinheiro to kick it off. That'll be taken about a yard deep. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25.
The Vikings take over first and 10 at their own 24 yard line.
Now the minute Minnesota offense set to take over again. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out?
And he'll go down. The Bears get there for the sack.
That's his second sack of the game. The best defensive ends, they do their homework as much as offensive guys do. They know how to beat the offensive lineman across from them, what moves they need to do to set them up. This guy's been pretty good at it all game long.
On play action, it's Carr. He's going to hit his man out of the backfield, complete. And they'll bring him down right around the 13. Call it a gain of 3. And they're going to face an uphill battle here on 3rd and long. 1 quarter remains in this NFC Wild Card matchup. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. The Vikings on 3rd down. A pretty woeful 0 for 5 thus far. This will be 3rd and forever. Working from the gun, it's Carr. And that is incomplete.
At this point in the game, they've got to continue to try anything they can. They're still working at it, even though this one feels like a lost cause.
Here's Matt Hawk now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And he'll take it just outside the 40. It's a 42-yard punt, but 8 on the return. And this offense takes over in great shape right at the 50, 1st and 10. Now this offense ready to head back out there. And you'd have to say they have done what they set out to do in this wild card round. It won't get easier from here, of course, but they'll certainly have some momentum built up for when they hit the road in the divisional round next weekend. Flushed it, and he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Danielle Hunter able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
Well, so much for setting the tone of the drive offensively. Giving up a big sack that loses that kind of yardage, not a great start.
They go play action with McDonald. He's going to fire one deep over the middle. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Will Harris. Intercepted. Their passing game has been spectacular this afternoon. Finally, a win for the defense.
You think maybe there was an adjustment there. Finally gained a measure of, I don't even know if you call it revenge, but got a play done against him, and that's been difficult for them all game long.
Now a deep ball going to be caught here near midfield. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. 36 yards on the play.
At this stage, there's nothing left to do but to keep firing. And if you're a play caller, you may go off your sheet and use some things maybe you hadn't planned to in this game. Maybe that was one of them there that worked.
Throwing on 1st down is Carr. That's complete to his running back, Evans. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. Now whistles and a timeout. Looks like we've got a Viking slow to get up. We'll check on his status when we get back. On 1st down, Carr. This one brought in by Jefferson. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down.
I know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a little flexed out position because he creates mismatches with his size. The slot receivers do the same thing with their quickness, their speed, and their route running savvy.
And he's going to have another 1st down as the tackle's made here at the Bears' 18. Well, we know he has pretty good hands on display there. In fact, he only needed 1 of them.
Yeah, nowadays, all these receivers work on this, right? They do the one-handed catches off the machine in practice. They do it with their quarterbacks. They do it contested, uncontested. They make it part of their repertoire.
Now a throw to the end zone on 1st down, but it winds up incomplete. Another pass attempt, another incompletion. You figure defensively, you're in the 4th quarter here. You've held the team under 100 yards passing. You've done your job.
Especially in today's NFL, which is truly a pass-first league.
An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Here's Singletary. Able to fight for about 4 yards there to the 13.
Not too many offenses want to turn down long drives, but when you're down what they are, they've got to pay it off with some points.
The Vikings on 3rd down. They're struggling. 0 for 6 thus far. This will be 3rd and 6. Here's Carr. That's complete right around the 8. And the Vikings are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points. Well, they've had a great, impressive drive going here, and that pickup ensures the drive continues.
And not only do you continue the drive, which is demoralizing for the guys on the defensive side of the ball right now, but you make your own defense happy. You're able to get a little more rest over on the sidelines while this one continues downfield.
That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on 1st down.
There's no question that coming into this game, this defense was pretty vocal about its desire to take this running back out of his game, and all that pregame wolfing has turned into results.
This will be caught at about the 6. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. A 9-yard touchdown grab. And the Vikings are able to cut into that deficit.
As a general rule, quarterbacks don't want to lock in on a receiver before the ball is snapped. But in this case, based on the matchup he thought he was going to get, it was favorable for his tight end. He locked in on him early and found him for a touchdown.
So still lots of work left to do, but here comes the onside kick. And the Bears hands team able to pounce on it and get the football. Now they're down big here in the 4th. They had to try the onside kick. Can't fault them for the effort at least.
No, you can't at all. And if nothing else, now you've put something that you're trying to practice, right, that you've worked on into a game situation, and now you can go back and dissect it. So if you need it again sometime, maybe you'll find a better way to do it. But, yeah, this game's pretty much done for them.
Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked by Jeff Gladney. And they will take over at the 26-yard line. So they get the takeaway, but that's just step 1. They still have a lot of work to do.
But they don't want to focus on that now. Now it's about getting the ball in the end zone and hoping they can take it away again.
Yeah, still 3-score game, though, 4th quarter. Here's a throw, complete right side to start things out. He's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32. 7 yards, the pickup there. Decent start to the drive, but let's face it, they need a lot of things to go right in a short amount of time, down 3 scores.
Yeah, they're going to run their 2-minute offense here in this game, but this is for future games. Can they get better and be ready for the next time, hopefully with a chance to win?
Now this one complete on the slant route. And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line.
When Mike Evans sees man coverage, I don't think he's the only guy who gets excited. I'll guarantee the guy throwing the ball does, because guess what? He's got a lot of options about where to place it because of Mike Evans' size and frame.
Throwing on 1st down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. He was looking for Adam Thielen there. That'll bring up 2nd down. And this one incomplete. Threw it down at the feet of his receiver. So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. To throw again. Carr. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And he'll get it out to midfield. Looks like, yeah, they'll spot it right at midfield at the 50. 5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5. They had the catch on 2nd down, but it didn't help at all. And now they're looking at 3rd down here. So the Vikings in possession of the football as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. He's got Evans. 20. Mike Evans. He's going to go. Touchdown, Vikings. Touchdown. Mike Evans with his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Vikings are able to close the gap just a bit.
And that touchdown puts us in a position to have a discussion, doesn't it? Now it'll be a 2-score game after the conversion.
Yeah, I mean, there's no doubt with a 2-score game they're going to have to onside kick it. We'll just see if they've got a miracle up their sleeve.
And you wonder what onside kicks they're going to use and in what sequence if they hope to have a chance to win this game.
They knew they needed a miracle. They had to have that onside kick. They didn't get it.
Well, as we knew, even before they put the toe to the leather on that one, their chances of getting that done, slim and none. And I do believe we saw Slim just leave the door, didn't we?
We did indeed. I think we're down to none. Escaping the pressure right. And now he's going to use his legs. Now a loose football. The ball comes out. And this belongs to the Vikings.
Fumble on the play.
Well, that's one of those mistakes. That's a fumble that when they get to the sidelines, I know you're mad, Coach, but look, we've still got this locked down. But that's not necessarily true, is it?
Well, their hopes are slim, but you just hate to give them any hope. You could have sealed it right there.
Yeah, could have finished them off and taken away all hope, as we like to say.
And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. Give him 9 there on the first down completion.
If he's their best threat on offense, use your #1 cover guy on defense. It doesn't matter about size.
They have had him locked up. That just his first catch of the game. Big reason why they're down. And he'll get up to the 43-yard line. Carr now on first down.
Many different ways to create space, but on that play, he did it with that big, wide body of his. Didn't get a whole lot of yardage on the play, but it did what it was supposed to. Pick up a first down.
He'll get 15 and a Vikings first down. Clock management definitely critical here if they want to get back in this game.
Absolutely agreed. They have to up the tempo in this case, down a couple of scores. Want to make sure they have a chance to win this ball game.
Carr now on first down. To Evans on the slant. And they're able to get this one past the 30 down to the 25. Another strong gain on the last 2 plays. They've moved it a combined 33 yards. Defensively here, you've got the cushion, but back-to-back pretty big pass plays there. Bend but don't break, but are they bending too much?
I think that they are. To me, it'd be like playing basketball. When you put up a token press, make sure you get up there and make them eat up some time. Make it a little bit of resistance so they can't just run it right down your throat.
The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they stop it with 28 seconds to go in this football game. And this is caught now for a late touchdown. So hold everything here. This one's not over yet. Okay, game on. Don't go anywhere yet. You got a 1-score game now. Probably going to rely on the onside kick.
Jake Elliott on for the point after.
They had to go to the monitor, get an extra look. That's what the technology is for. And this touchdown will count. Elliott good with a PAT. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this fourth quarter. 25 seconds to go. A must recover if they're going to have any chance. Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this.
Elliott set to kick off.
And this is going to be taken in by the Bears, and it appears they're going to win this game. Fourth quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
Eight yards the tally on that first down run. Here's 2nd and 2. They'll keep it on the ground. Pearson fighting his way down to about the 35-yard line. The Vikings going to use their 3rd and final timeout as they get it with 16 seconds remaining on the clock. And how about the dime look here? 6 DBs on 3rd and inches.
Daring them to run the ball.
Play action. It's McDonald. He's going to fire one. And this is caught. And he is in. Touchdown, Chicago.
And that touchdown should make you feel comfortable But do you really feel like it's totally over yet?
Not totally, but I think you're pretty much there.
Yeah, you've still got to make sure you stay with it, do all the right things down the stretch, especially on defense. But that touchdown there, you've got to feel good about your chances.
Extra point splits the uprights, and the lead now up to 14.
Eddie Pinheiro to kick off for Chicago.
Now after the touchdown, here's Pinheiro to kick it off. Fielded in the end zone. And it'll come out to the 25 as he will not attempt to return.
At their own 25-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They can't do much at this point, partner. This one is going to go down in the loss column.
You don't make up for what has happened during the game in this sequence here. Maybe you hand it off and let someone run the ball if you so choose. But otherwise, just kneel down, call it a day, and try and prepare going forward.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. One final try now for Carr. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And this is dropped and incomplete. Well, there's a metaphor for how this one is gone as time has run out on this ball game.